They did not die in speeches. They did not die on thrones. They died when power became dead weight, and in the final 24 hours, the dictators were not alone. One married a monster underground and died within hours. One followed a fallen ruler into a trap and was shot beside him. One demanded respect from soldiers who no longer feared her and died on Christmas Day. This is not a story about romance. It's what happens when devotion becomes a cage and the door finally slams shut. And it starts in Berlin, late April 1945, beneath the ruins, inside a bunker where the walls shake with artillery and the air tastes like smoke. Eva Braun had lived as a shadow for years, hidden, unspoken, kept upstairs like a secret. But now she refused to run. She traveled into the city against orders because she didn't want a future without him. Inside the bunker, Adolf Hitler looked broken. His hands trembled, his voice was thin, his body was failing. Then the news arrived from Italy. Mussolini had been captured, executed, and displayed for the crowd. That single image decided everything. Hitler would not be dragged through the streets. He would not hang for strangers. So in the early hours, he did the one thing he had avoided for years. He married Eva. The ceremony was brief, cold, legal, a last piece of paperwork in a dying empire. A few people witnessed it. A few small cakes appeared. Someone found champagne. A wedding breakfast underground while the city above them collapsed. Then Hitler retreated to dictate his final will. Names, orders, hatred typed out like bureaucracy could still control reality. Eva sat close, finally acknowledged, finally official, but the status lasted less than a day. When morning came, the bunker turned quieter, not calmer, just quieter, the way a place gets when everyone already knows the ending. At midday, Hitler ordered lunch. Simple food, little appetite. Eva ate more than him, almost forcing normal life into a few final minutes. Witnesses later said it was surreal, two newlyweds eating while explosions shook the ceiling. Then Hitler began saying goodbye. He moved from room to room, shaking hands, thanking staff, speaking in short sentences. Not rage, acceptance, and he saved Eva for last. In front of witnesses, he embraced her. For a moment, the bunker saw something that had never existed above ground, him acknowledging her openly. Eva had dressed carefully, hair set, clothes chosen with intention, as if order and elegance could still matter at the edge of the abyss. Then they went into a private room. The door closed. A single gunshot cut through the concrete. Silence followed. When the door opened, it was done. Hitler sat dead from a shot to the temple. Eva lay beside him, dead from cyanide, timed to end together. The air carried the bitter smell of poison. Within minutes, the bodies were wrapped and carried up through an emergency exit into the garden behind the Reich Chancellery. Fuel was poured over them. A match was struck. Flames climbed uneven and ugly, refusing to make it quick. More fuel, again and again. Then the remains were buried hastily in a crater as Soviet forces closed in. Eva Braun had waited 16 years to be recognized as Hitler's wife. She held that title for less than one day, and she chose death before the world could decide what came next. While Berlin burned underground, another couple faced their last 24 hours above ground, on the roads of northern Italy. Mussolini's regime was already dead. He was fleeing north, hoping for protection, hoping for a border, hoping for one last deal. And beside him was Claretta Petacci. She could have left. She refused. They fled Milan in a convoy, loyalists, soldiers, a desperate line of vehicles heading toward nowhere. Then the convoy was stopped near Lake Como. Mussolini tried a disguise, helmet, coat, the look of an ordinary soldier. It failed. He was recognized, and Claretta made her choice in a single sentence. She demanded to be arrested with him. That night, they were held in a farmhouse, their final night. Mussolini swung between bargaining and denial, talking like the world could still be negotiated back into place. Claretta was clearer, colder. She understood what capture meant. By morning, the trial was a performance. Minutes long, a verdict already decided. Then they were driven to a small village and placed against a wall. Accounts vary in details, but not in outcome. Shots rang out. Mussolini fell. Claretta fell beside him. But death was only the beginning of what was done to them. Their bodies were thrown into a truck like cargo and driven to Milan. Dumped in a public square. A crowd gathered, men, women, even children, drawn not by justice, but by hunger for revenge. They kicked the corpses, spat on them, beat them. One woman fired into Mussolini's body, shouting vengeance for her sons. Then the bodies were hung upside down. Photographs spread across the world. Mussolini broken and displayed, and Claretta beside him, her body turned into a public warning. Her last 24 hours began as devotion on the run. They ended as humiliation in a square. Decades later, another dictator's partner discovered the same truth. Power doesn't fade gently. Romania, December 1989. Nicolae Ceaușescu stepped onto a balcony in Bucharest to deliver a scripted speech. The crowd was supposed to cheer. Instead, they turned. Booing rose. Shouts cut through the air. The spell broke in public. For the first time in decades, he looked confused, and Elena Ceaușescu understood immediately what it meant. Their world was ending. Within hours, they fled by helicopter, searching for protection, searching for a loyal unit, searching for a place where the old rules still applied. They found none. They landed near a military base, and instead of safety, they were surrounded, arrested, held in a barracks while the revolution moved faster than any plan they could make. Nicolae unraveled, denial, dread, bargaining. Elena did the opposite. She demanded respect, titles, recognition. Even in captivity, she tried to force reality to obey her. Then on Christmas Day, a tribunal was assembled. A lawyer had almost no time. Charges were read fast. The verdict came faster. Guilty. Death by firing squad. They were told it would happen immediately. No appeals that mattered, no delays. They were marched into a courtyard. Nicolae began to sing the communist anthem, as if ideology could still protect him. Elena fought. She resisted. She shouted. She demanded they stop, demanded they address her properly, because she could not accept the one thing dictators never prepare for: powerlessness. Rifles lifted, shots cracked across the yard. They fell, and the footage was broadcast, proving to a nation that the era was truly over. Eva chose poison and fire before capture. Claretta chose to stand beside a man being hunted, and her devotion followed her into public desecration. Elena chose defiance to the final second and died demanding respect from soldiers who no longer feared her. 3 women, 3 endings, 1 rule. When a dictatorship collapses, devotion stops being loyalty and becomes a trap.